A beautiful day in the neighbor pool. A beautiful day to be Deadpool. It's story time. Story time. Oh, thank you. Oh, gosh. You got any fans of Mr. Rogers out there today? All right. I'm a pretty big fan of Captain America myself. Are you all ready for story time? Well, that's good to hear, because I certainly have a story to tell. Gosh, I love to talk. Today's story is a beloved bedtime classic, mashed up with a very profitable licensing agreement. You guessed it, it's Cinderpool. All right, thank you so much for cheering. Wow, a couple Cinderpool fans out there. Well, now that I've got these reading glasses on, I can see all of your beautiful, shining faces. Well, that doesn't work. Okay. Who needs a lamp anyway? All right. Look at these adorable pictures. Oh, look how cute Dogpool is. Little Mary Puppin Shadow. Oh, thank you for clapping, child. I scribbled these myself. Once upon a time. You know what? It just feels wrong when I'm doing it with myself. Why don't we all say it together, shall we? 1, 2, 3. Once upon a time. See, isn't that so much more fun and interactive when we're all in this together? For those of you that didn't participate, get your head in the game. Ahem. Anyway, upon that time, once, Cinderpool lived in a big mansion with his shiny-headed step-professor and a bunch of hideous step-mutants. The biggest one, Colossus, was always making up stupid rules that no one cared about. Like, please stop labeling other people's food in the fridge with your own initials. And for the love of Feige, stop hanging your underwear from the ceiling fan. How else am I supposed to air that out? Well, anyway. The other main step mutant, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, such a cool name, was always just texting and rolling her eyes. They were both super jealous because Cinderpool had a much, and I do mean much, larger fan base. Yeah, they don't call this story time with Colossus now, do they? One day, an expendable non-union extra came running across the mansion grounds, screaming. King Thanos was planning the biggest battle of Phase 3. The last truly relevant phase. Cinderpool desperately wanted to go to this big battle, but Colossus said, no. Too dangerous. Cinderpool don't know how to be part of team. And then Colossus ripped up Cinderpool's nicest costume before Negasonic Teenage Warhead, again, such a cool name, made it explode into 1,000,000 pieces with her mind powers. And then popped her gum. Oh, so Gen Z. On fleek, Sigma, no cap. Cinderpool was very bummed and felt very vulnerable and exposed. Minus 100,000 aura skibbity Ohio Riz, if you will. I don't really know what any of that means either. Then he ran out onto the mansion grounds, was stumbling for dramatic effect. Hello there, camera. When suddenly, a big, strange, sparkly circle appeared. And from out of that big, strange, sparkly circle walked out Cinderpool's very airy god mutant, Wolverine! All right, come on, Loki Bear, you have to actually step through the big, strange, sparkly circle, otherwise the audience isn't gonna know that you're here yet. Yes! Oh yeah, give it up for Wolverine, everybody! Oh, this is so exciting. Wait, where's your cardigan? I made you a matching cardigan, Wolfie.
I shredded it.
Wow, that wasn't very demure of you, Loki Bear. Not very mindful at all, actually, but that's fine. We can continue. Oh, very hairy god mutant Wolverine! I desperately want to go to this big battle, but my mean step mutants vaporized my costume. Growled Wolverine lovingly.
What?
I need a new costume. I have to go to that big battle.
Get another costume and stop writing me into these stories.
Okay, well, after that very sage and somewhat Australian advice, Cinderpool headed off to the wardrobe department to get a freshly laundered costume, and then went to the big battle. Cinderpool did miss most of it, though, because he stopped for some delicious chimichangas along the way. Yeah, you know, priorities. But rest assured, when Cinderpool got there, the Avengers were still winning. Captain America looked so cool and so ruggedly handsome in those pants. Oh, I love Mr. Rogers. And meanwhile, Cinderpool's fairy, hairy god mutant Wolverine was...
I'm going to Pim's.
All right, yeah, Pim's Test Kitchen. That honestly checks out. Thanks for coming, Loki Bear. Oh, that's all right. I don't think Disney had the rights to him back then anyway. It's fine. Worries. Well, as the aliens were finally fleeing away in defeat, Cinderpool saw something on the steps of one of the spaceships. It was a single glove. And a high five, child. There we go. You're welcome for the core memory. All right. Wow. This glove was so fancy. Big and gold with beautiful jewels. I think there were 6 of them, not that that's really relevant information. I wonder if this fits, thought Cinderpool before trying it on. After some clicking, whizzing, and whirring, it adjusted right to Cinderpool's arm. Then, out of nowhere, Iron Man came flying in out of left field, screaming, "Hey, please take that off. This is my sacrifice to make, all right? I really don't want to be Iron Man until I'm 90. In fact, I would rather be doomed than be Iron Man again. Doomed, I tell you." Trust me, I am just as confused as you guys are. And then other, much less relevant Avengers came running in too, saying things like, "Please put that down, that's not a toy, whatever you do, do not snap." So obviously Cinderpool snapped. Oh, Cinderpool snapped a bunch, both physically and mentally. Then the weirdest thing happened. It was probably unrelated to Cinderpool's actions, but half of everyone kept disappearing, and then reappearing, and then disappearing again. So many people were crying. Tony said, "I love you" like 3,000 times, which is kind of weird. But eventually, everyone did come back. Well, everyone except for those that text and call during a movie theater experience. We didn't want them back. Yeah, but everyone else did, yeah. These people get it. But then all of a sudden, the Avengers tackled Cinderpool, ripped off his new favorite glove. And when they went on to remake the movie, they CGI'd Tony's head onto Cinderpool's majestic body. And it went on to become the most profitable film of the Feige cinematic universe. Yeah, the FCU, as I like to call it. I'm still workshopping that acronym. I feel like there's just one too many letters. Well, anyway, honestly, everything worked out for old Cinderpool, because Cinderpool went on to start his own, even more successful franchise. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, who's relevant now? It was so successful, in fact, that Cinderpool was eventually invited to be part of the Avengers Endgame 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, in theaters at some point, so definitely stay tuned. Well, that's the end. Game, if you will. No, it really is the end. I just wanted to throw a little pun in there. The 3 people that are clearly fans of puns. Well, anyway, thank you all for coming to another illustrious story time with your new favorite Disney princess, Deadpool. Bye now. I love you all. I love you